Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing out there, guys? Welcome to DG in the Morning. This is where we talk about anything and everything. I rushed to the stream today. It was good to see everybody. Hey, Anarchy. What's up, Sith, Kraken, Damon, Killian, Jared. Thanks for the fun time. Hey, Chris. I see you too. It's good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me here this morning, man. Well, it's actually not morning. It's noon. It's 12:38. And let me explain. I was playing Star Citizen until like 4 o'clock in the morning. I didn't realize exactly how many hours I was putting into it. And I'm sure a lot of us have done the same thing. And I had to take my son to school. And then when I got back, I literally crashed. I was like, boom. And I literally just woke up. I have to go to Cleveland in about 2 hours. So somebody remind me. What's going on, Killian? Yeah, so this is DG in the afternoon. What's up, Invisible? How you guys doing? I got quite a bit to go through today too. So we're gonna have to seriously move. By the way, don't forget to push the like button occasionally. If you're sitting there, you know, you're saying to yourself, I'm not quite sure yet about this man. Well, rest assured, I will deliver. I will entertain. I do this every day. Not every day. I wish I could, but I do it quite often. So what are we going to talk about first? I got to get this out of the way. I'm so sick of talking about this, but I have to get this out of the way. The music that you're hearing is coming from a channel. A coronavirus channel. Yes, that's right. Let's check it out. I'm so sorry I had to do this to you first thing. But this is the live coronavirus outbreak chart. We have now hit over 100,000, everybody. Woo! Over 100,000 infected. All right, way to go. I remember when coronavirus was a little baby. I remember when you were just a little baby, coronavirus. Now look at you. Look how you've grown. Look how you've spread all over the world, doing what you do. We don't know where it came from. We don't know if it was some secret Chinese lab and some evil doctor decided to do this. We don't know if it's a government agenda thing. We don't know. We don't know. And apparently we don't care either because it's just spreading like crazy. People are going on cruise ships. I just saw an article this morning of somebody deciding to go. Don't go on a cruise, people. Don't go towards the virus. Like, let's just take a moment and let's stay in if we can. Like, let's not go out to, well, you know, I'm not trying to go crazy here. I'm not trying to get people paranoid, but let's not try to get ourselves contaminated. When I saw like a cruise ship, again, going outside of the port of, it's one of the ports in California. I don't exactly remember. I saw the article this morning. And yeah, we're playing Pandemic. Chris says, oh, are we playing Pandemic? 3.8.2 Star Citizen is very stable. We'll talk about Star Citizen in a moment, Jared, but I just want to get this out of the way. This is a big deal for me because I'm a germaphobe. My son says I worry too much, but I am a complete germaphobe. I was at the grocery store last night. People were like, here's your receipt, sir. I'm like, no, put the receipt down. I said that. My son was so embarrassed. My son's like, yeah, we give each other, what do you call it? I'm so old right now, but he's like, yeah, we give each other dabs at high school. I'm like, what's dabs? What are dabs? I'm thinking he's talking about weed or something, you know? And he goes, yeah, we give each other dabs. We go like this, you know, that's like, you know, that's like the you know, it's like shaking hands and stuff. And a dude was coughing on his hand. My son was saying it. He felt weird. He didn't want to, you know, he didn't want to say no. So he dabbed him. And I'm like, dude, can you not dab? Can people just not dab for a little bit? I saw Jimmy Kimmel. He's doing like an elbow thing. Jared says that he thinks it's in San Fran or Long Beach where the boat's out there waiting with more sick people to come in. Can people just stop traveling around for just a bit? Now, this is interesting. Check this out. Virus can spread in particles of poop. Oh God, people are not washing their hands. This just made me even more worried. People don't wash their hands. So this means that if you're going to a restaurant, good luck, you're probably going to get coronas. You got a higher probability of getting corona now because we've confirmed that the virus can now spread through poop, fecal matter. This is in the Business Insider. I trust this as a news source. So now we're seeing that researchers detected coronavirus RNA in poop. We do have confirmation that it actually can spread through poop. I like Sith's comment. I gotta push that. YouTube has this crazy filter where like if it detects any bad words, it filters it, and I can't stand it. So yeah, I want a free chat. But yes, Sith, that is, dude. So now it's spreading through poop, but you know, there is one good thing about the coronavirus. Look at what happened to China's air pollution. And probably all over the world. So coronavirus actually might be saving the ice caps. Coronavirus actually might be saving this world from global warming. So here we have on the left, you can see a chart. I think it was of NO2, which I'm not quite sure what gas that is. I think we talked about this in Discord. What is NO2? Anybody in chat? Not quite sure. And now look at it after. So here we have the January 1st through 20th, and there we have the February 10th through 25th chart. Wow. That's quite a difference. That is quite a difference. So there's my, and lastly on the coronavirus, and we'll move to another topic, the market. Now, Matt loved to go in Discord. He wanted to go neener and prove me wrong. He was like, well, DG said on Tuesday that the market, you should just probably get out for a little bit, and it went up. It went up. Now let's look here. Thank you, Raphael. Thank you, Raphael. Welcome to the family. That is my mother juggling knives, everyone. That is my mother juggling knives. Let's turn this music down. I can't stand the coronavirus music anymore. Thank you. Please. Why are we having coronavirus music? I mean, I should have got that a lot earlier. Anyway. So when I called a warning shot to those who are investors, to those who are long-term investors, let me get into this a little bit because Matt really railed into me about how wrong I was about the market. Let's look here. On Tuesday is when I did the video about the coronavirus hitting the market and to be worried, to be scared, be scared if you're a long-term investor. That was on Tuesday, February 25th. The Dow was at 27,081. Okay. Now it is at 25,498. Long-term, very bearish on the market. Very bearish on the market right now because this coronavirus is going to affect travel. It's going to affect sales. It's going to affect the travel industry. All businesses tied to it. It's going to affect all the restaurant businesses. It's going to affect consumer spending. You see a lot of companies changing their guidelines as to, the lowered outcast on revenues. You're seeing it all over the place. And I think that if you are in this market long term, time to trim some of those wins for the past, Jesus, I think you've been making money for 12 years now. So I just wanted to tell Matt that we're still down from where I said to pull out. That's what she said. Nobody wants any coronavirus babies. Pull out, everybody. Just pull out right now for a little bit. And you know what? That's saving your money. Put it into other things. Put it in commodities. If you want to, if you have to put it in anything, put it in gold. Put it in companies that, are going to benefit from this. I know it sounds horrible, but like medical, bio stocks, these types of things. Put it in defensive cleaning stocks like Clorox, like companies that are like, there's bleach, like you want to ask me like what I would put my money in right now. Entertainment stocks would not be a bad idea, like a Netflix or, where people are staying home. These types of stocks, yeah, still up 25%, as Jerry says, in the last 7 years. So you have some cushion right now. Yeah, bonds. Excerpt from Technology says bonds. So this is the one thing that it's really great to see you guys. You're very, very intelligent in my chat this morning. Thank you. I feel very nice about this. Look at my chat throwing up some very smart words. I'm digging it. But there's no bullish case for the market. People were thinking this was going to be a dead cat bounce. And if you really look at the market, the past 5 years, we've gone up quite a bit. We've gone up quite a bit. I'm not calling a bottom yet. It's still a long way from a bottom till we know exactly how this coronavirus is going to affect us. Boom! Putting in that financial economy help. Thank you, Killian, for that donation, bro. Perfect timing as usual. But yeah, talk to your advisors if you got a 401 and you're invested through a company. You want to go very safe right now. So, and if you're investing through, personally through Charles Schwab, like I said, it's a good time to short. It's a good time to short. If you want to short the market, make some money that way. And again, I'd focus on stocks that are going to be most affected, like with travel. I think Boeing dropped 7% this morning. 7%. Because they sell airplanes. And it's like nobody's looking to buy airplanes. Look at the airline industry stocks getting hit. Woo, what's up? Good morning, Cash. I'm getting in that DG in the morning. Good to see you here. Yeah, Anarchy. Invest into companies that deal in masks and latex gloves. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good advice. Look into that. But like long term, very bearish on the market. You got to be careful right now. We don't know the effects of it. Here's the other thing about the coronavirus. I'm not quite sure if it's going to come back hardcore. It's a virus. Think about STDs. You want to talk about some herp derps? That thing comes back all the time. It's a virus. It stays in your body dormant, and it comes back and expresses itself through stress and other types of things. You want to talk about different types of viruses like STDs that stay in your body once you catch it and then come back out. We don't know. We don't know if like a month or two from now, those that are infected, it's going to come back, express itself again, and people are going to grow like a third arm or become a zombie. We don't know yet. We have to wait this out. And that's why I tell everybody, Chrissy's like, you're crazy. You're a germaphobe. Yeah, I am. I am a germaphobe. I look on the molecular level, everything I touch. I'm careful what I touch, and I very rarely get sick. But I have to say, you got to be careful, people. Do not go towards the virus. Do not go on a cruise ship right now, please. Be careful in restaurants. Wash your hands. Just wash your hands, people. You know how many guys I see in the bathroom that go to take a shit or piss and they just walk straight out? I've seen that numerous times. Shame on you. The doo-doo people, I call you. The doo-doo people. If you're one of my audience, you're going to change that right now. You're going to change your lifestyle for me. Listen to me right now, please. If you're a doo-doo person, I love you for you because you're here. But when you're out in the world and you're out and about, don't be a doo-doo person. Wash your hands. Take some time to scrub. You got to scrub at least 10 seconds. Doctors say 20, but just do like a 10-second scrub, please. Now that we know it goes through poop. God damn, so many people don't wash their hands. You know how many, oh my God, I'm not going Chipotle anymore. Chipotle, forget it. With all those kids working there that go to the bathroom and don't wash their hands and touching my stuff, I don't want it anymore. No more burritos. God, I'm going to miss you, Chipotle. I'm going to miss you. I got food poisoning 3 times from that place. I love the burritos. They put something magic in those burritos. I don't know what they put in those burritos, but I keep coming back after I got food poisoning 3 times from Chipotle. But this time, no, Chipotle. I will not come back to you because of the doo-doo people. Because the doo-doo people now got coronavirus up in my Chipotle burrito. Hold the corona. Do not put that in my burrito. So I'm not going to go in there anymore. What's up, Nick? I'm loving the chat today. By the way, there's a lot of people that come right in. They don't know what to think of this bald man. They're thinking to themselves, God, what? I don't know. He's disturbing looking. Well, you just got to change your mindset like the others that stay here. They think I'm beautiful. They think I'm bold and beautiful. Just fall in line with this line of thinking. Those that just come to the channel. Bold and beautiful. Bald is sexy. It's clean. It's fresh. Look at the glare. You got to love it. Thank you so much for those. I call you all my loving family that stick around. They push the like button. Thank you so much. Next story. I'm done with you, Corona. I'm done with you, Corona. By the way, Corona beer sales, that took a dump. Okay, this is cool. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's get something a little bit more positivity up in here. What's up, professional? Welcome to the stream, man. Fundamentally unlikable. That is right. That is right, David. Most of my fans, that's how they express their viewpoints on me. They say I'm fundamentally unlikable. I'm sorry about that. This was the face I was born with. The BBC News says the telescopes detect the biggest explosion since the Big Bang. Now, this is really encouraging news. This means that perhaps Big Bangs happen quite frequently, which means maybe our Big Bang wasn't the first Big Bang. I don't know. Just throwing it out there. I saw a really cool Joe Rogan podcast with this new. Oh, Jared, God bless you. $3.22. Look at that. I feel like I'm on Price is Right. Is $3.22 the price of that? Yes, it is. Congratulations, Jared. Come on down. Sorry, I'm getting a little loud. Thank you, Jared, so much. I really felt like that was like so Price is Right. I thought he's like a contestant on Price is Right. Trying to bid on something. I always hate those mofos that bid like $1 more than the other person. I would hate to be behind the person that the dollar bid like right in front of me. Okay, it looks like DG's putting in a bid. Okay, 2,200. DG puts in a bid at 2,200. What do you say, Alex? 2201. USOB. I'm never gonna get up there. I know. Okay, sorry. So here we go. Telescopes detect the biggest explosion since the Big Bang. Oh my God. This is really cool news. Anyway, what I was saying was, before Jared very kindly donated, thank you, Jared, is that Joe Rogan was having a podcast with this dude named Brian Greene, I believe. It was about a month ago I saw this. Brian Greene was, I believe, a cosmologist, and they were talking about time, as Joe loves to get into these topics. Sometimes it's so funny watching Joe. It's like a really smart monkey. He's like, you know, really big, and I love Joe, man. But like sometimes, like he talks about DMT a lot. He talks about MMA, you know, like it's really fun watching Joe every once in a while. But like I love when he gets in these topics with really smart people. And he was talking to, I believe his name was Brian Greene, who's a cosmologist, and they were talking about time and how important time was, but how it might not have been something you could ask a question previous to the Big Bang. Like time is only relative to something happened after the Big Bang, that you can't go any farther back than the Big Bang. This is interesting, though. This article is saying that there was another event very similar to the Big Bang. Let us read it now. Scientists have detected evidence of a colossal explosion in space 5 times bigger than anything observed before. Oh, man. The huge release of energy is thought to have estimated from a supermassive black hole some 390 million light years from Earth. Thank God we missed that one. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry for all life around the area of effect of that explosion. I'm so sorry, life. Let's take a moment of silence for all signs of life within that explosion. Moment of silence. Okay, thank you for missing us. Thank you. God, we are so lucky. The eruption is said to have left a giant dent in the Ophiuchus galaxy cluster. Sorry if I'm mangling that. Researchers reported their findings in the Astrophysical Journal. I've tried to put this explosion into human terms, and it's really, really difficult. Co-author of Melanie Johnson Hollett told BBC News. The best I can do is tell you that if this explosion continued to occur over the 250 million years of the outburst, which it probably didn't, but anyway, it'd be like setting off 20 billion megaton TNT explosions every thousandth of a second for the entire 240 million years. That's big. That's big. Scientists had long thought that there was something strange about the Ophiuchus galaxy cluster, which is giant aggregation containing thousands of individual galaxies intermingled with hot gas and dark matter. US and European X-ray telescopes had spied a curious curved edge to it. The speculation was that this must be the wall of a cavity that had been sculpted in its plasma by emissions from a gargantuan black hole in one of the core galaxies. Black holes are famous for gorging on and falling matter. Yes, we know about black holes, silly people. We're a sci-fi audience. Scientists at first doubled the black hole explanation. However, because a cavity was so big, it implied the black hole emission would have been unimaginably large. But new low-frequency telescope data from the Murchison Wide Field Array in Australia and the giant Matra Wave Radio Telescope in India seems to confirm the theory. This object was actually observed with the Chandra X-ray telescope by a previous team, and they saw this bubble in the hot X-ray plasma in the center of this galaxy cluster. And they said, well, this can't be from one of these energetic outposts because it would be enormous. The scale would be unthinkable. So they dismissed the possibility, explained Professor Johnston Hawlett, who directs the MWA. But we went back and we observed with low-frequency radio telescopes and discovered that this cavity is filled with radio plasma. I mean, geez, Johnston, control yourself. And it's pretty exciting news, though, for astronomers and for professors to talk about right now. It's a buzz right now. The cluster was known by designation MS0735 plus 74. Wow. Okay. All right. That was like, you know, I tried to make that article as interesting as possible when going through, because Johnston was going back and forth all over the place. Chris is saying, Chris, is that actually how it's pronounced? That's hilarious. I'm seeing how Chris had pronounced it in the chat right there. That's hilarious. So yeah, this is interesting. This is really interesting news. A second Big Bang. This is something that repeats itself. This is a cycle in the universe that I think is just something that is repetitive. It's like anything else in the world. Everything goes through a life and a death cycle and a life and a death cycle. It's really interesting. Now, eventually, the theory is that everything will just black out. And we all hope that eventually everything comes back together for a big explosion again, but we're not sure. But that's the theory right now. It's a very depressing theory that everything just turns off. All right, Star Wars. Have you heard it? I'm gonna rage. Disney is completely ruining this franchise. Star Wars confirms that Rey's father is a failed Palpatine clone. This was yesterday's news, and when I read this, I just went completely mad because I am so sick of Disney at this point, just ruining and you know. So Palpatine, the man himself, the Emperor, wasn't thrown around as, you know, he wasn't going pimp style creating babies all over the galaxy. It was apparently a failed Palpatine clone after Return of the Jedi. When they threw him down, the Emperor was struggling to get his essence into other clones. And apparently one of the clones was a failed clone. And this failed clone just ended up not being the right type of Palpatine that the real Palpatine wanted, and he just ended up living a regular life. That's what they're saying here in this article. It was ridiculous. So since that didn't work out so good, and you know I can't contain all of your evil essence, I'm just gonna go out and live a normal life and bang some Star Wars girls, and I'm gonna create Rey, and that's how Rey was created. So Disney is confirming that Rey is not actually Palpatine's granddaughter. Like this to me. It's a travesty. Like, I'm so sick of this happening. I'm so sick of Disney just crapping all over this. The franchise. Why? There's not even a point to it. There's no point. There's no point at all. I'm going to the next story. I'm tired of this. Star Wars, you're like, thank God for Mandalorian. Thank God for Mandalorian. Otherwise, you're dead to me, Star Wars. You're dead to me. Crusader Industries. Wow. This was a very cool lore piece. And it talked about this guy named August. What was his name? August Dunlow. And August Dunlow was the founder of Crusaders Industry. But even more important, August Dunlow took down the Messer regime. If you guys know your lore, if you guys know your Star Citizen lore, the Messer regime was a long line of emperors that basically created the United Empires of Earth. And before that, I think it was the UNE, the United, I can't remember. I've got a lore video, by the way, on the channel that I spent over an hour on. And I did it about 2 years ago. So check it out because it's still very relevant. So if you guys are into Star Citizen like I am, you're going to want to check that out on my channel. I do an hour-long lore video. I highly recommend it for all of our new audience. And I really like this lore piece that was done here. It talked about how this guy was basically having to go up against the Messer regime. And he was putting up the, he was putting up protests against Messer. And Messer tried to kill him. And he got sick the day he was supposed to go on a trip. And the shuttle blew up that he was supposed to go into. And then he went behind Xi'an lines and got help from the Xi'an to dethrone the Messer regime, which is huge. Yeah, United Nations of Earth. Thank you, Professional. The UNE. Thank you. I couldn't piece it together. I'm having brain farts all over the place. Thank you, Professional. So this was awesome. And then they talked about how after the Messer regime was overthrown, primarily because of his efforts. This is the dude. This is the Crusaders guy. This is a really a fascinating article to me. I really enjoyed this lore piece. And then he's like, hey, I want to get into a company. I want to get into the corporate life. He buys a company called Seraphim, and it took some convincing to rename it. And they renamed it Crusader. And basically, that's the story. The next person in line, the next CEO of Crusader, was a ship designer and designed the Genesis Starliner. And then from there, it's all golden. It's magic. And that's how Crusader was born. So it was a really, really interesting article. I would highly recommend going to the RSI site and reading this if you are into lore. I know I am. The more I play, the more I want to know about these things that I see in the game. So very, 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 very cool. I'll find a way to link this somehow in the video in the future if I'm not heading up to Cleveland anytime within the next hour or so and we get done here. Now, we're going to talk about boom, Batman. We did a poll on this. Robert Pattinson's playing Batman. Now, first off, I want to talk about this car. As I think the car looks cool, I don't think it necessarily belongs to the Batman franchise. I would drive this car. I would love to have this car. The car looks killer, but I don't necessarily think it would be a Batman-esque type car. The car itself doesn't look Batman to me. It looks more like Mad Max. Like, this looks like a Mad Max car, but I do like the dark stylings of the Batman from the pictures that I am seeing. It has that kind of dark, nitty-gritty look. I really hope they carry that through the entire movie to give it the feel. But what do we think about Robert Pattinson as the Batman, which is the question here? Oh, Robert Pattinson as a Batman. Now, he's come a long way from Twilight. He has come a long way from that sparkling Twilight. In fact, even Robert Pattinson has said that he can't stand Twilight, which is great. And Robert Pattinson has had some movies since that are good movies. He is, a decent actor. He has proven himself, but this scares me. Like the Robertson Pattinson, like this, there is an element of this that scares me. I have to say, like, this casting is very, Christian Bale, dude, was Batman to me. Like, I think Christian Bale nailed it. I love Christian Bale's performance as Batman. I really enjoyed it. I think he made one of the best Batmans in the franchise. But I'm not quite sure. So let's look at the poll and let's see what other people think. This is a hard call for us. We're going to the community tab here. I put this poll up the other day. It hasn't had much time to get voted on. There's only 146 votes, but that's pretty decent. And my audience, I asked them, do you think Robert Pattinson will be a good Batman? I would love to hear any elaborations as to your reasoning. All right. Okay. Let's see what you guys say. Yes, 42%. No, 58%. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. I really thought the yes vote was going to be much less than that. I was looking for more like a 30% yes, and we got a 42% yes. So the poll actually surprised me quite a bit. Let's read here what we've got on the comments from our community. This is what we do here, by the way. This is why I love having you guys as well, to hear your input on these things that I think about. Yesterday, I saw this article about Batman and the new pictures of the Batmobile, and I looked at the Batmobile and I was like, huh? And then I saw Robert Pattinson and I was like, huh? I'm like, like a brooding, sulky Bruce Wayne. And I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Robert Pattinson's putting in the work. You know, he's done a lot of roles since Twilight, and he's done a good job at them. But I was like, it can't be worse than freaking Affleck. Let's talk about DC right now and how DC is just really not got the formula down correct. Flailing everywhere to get the formula correct. DC, step up your game. Wonder Woman, okay. Actually, Wonder Woman, I think they did a good job on Wonder Woman. Aquaman, I thought was trash. Superman, the first one, okay. The other one, not so great. And then, you know, the Batman versus Superman thing, horrible. Affleck as Batman, no. It took me a long time to try and wipe it from my memory hearing his Boston accent. I'm going to the car. I mean, like, if I'm hearing Batman and he's like, I'm going to the car. Let's go to the car. Like, I can't wipe the Boston accent out of my head. Bruce Wayne shouldn't have had a Boston accent. Just saying. No offense against Bostonites. Love Boston. Great city. But let's see here. Let's see what you guys say. So 42% yes, 58% no. Easy the Goon says, man, after his recent role in The King, that guy probably can do any role he wants. The King was excellent. If you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. He plays this evil SOB. Robert Pattinson did very good in that. I will say that. The King was really good. I actually enjoyed The King, and Pattinson's performance in The King was top notch. I hated him. He was so evil in it. I mean, beyond evil. I was like, wow. Pattinson, like, I just despised him in it. He played one of the French leaders, and he was just like, wow, I despised him. He was so good in it. Damon says, I abstain my vote. I'm a terrible decision maker for Batman actors. I thought George Clooney would be the perfect Batman. I thought the studios picked off. I forgot. Clooney was Batman in Batman and Robin, which was a horrible movie. It's so bad, it's almost good. Oh my God, I forgot about that. I really forgot about that. Second, from what I have read, it's supposed to be taking place towards the beginning of Batman's career, where he was more of a detective and still learning the ropes. I think Pattinson could do that. Third, the box office returns will have the final say if he's a good Batman or not. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes. And I think I read Geek Hippies and completely missed Michael. Or Damon's over here talking about George Clooney. I skipped one. Sorry, Damon. I'm going too fast. So he says, I thought George Clooney would be the perfect Batman. I thought the studios picked awful choices in their roles. Michael Keaton as Batman from Mr. Mom. Michael Keaton didn't do that bad, but those were the days like that old school classic Batman with who was the Joker? Oh my God. Wait till they get a load of me. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson as the Joker was awesome. That was awesome. Like that old school classic Batman. Vicky Vale was, oh God, what was her name? That blonde bombshell that Alec Baldwin dated. What was her name? Oh God. That I'm going way too back in the time machine to try and get that. So that's interesting. So he's like, hey, you know, like the casting decisions usually are quite left field, Damon's saying. And he's saying like Heath Ledger from Knight's Tale, who would have known that he would have made a great Joker? So he was wrong, he's saying. Geek Hippie says, first, no matter what you think, Pattinson, most people agree the guy can act. Second, from what I have read, it is supposed to be taking place towards the beginning of Batman's career, where he was more of a detective and still learning the ropes. I think, is it Patterson or Pattinson? I thought it was Pattinson. Hold on one second. Hold on a second. Robert yeah, it's Pattinson, not Patterson. I was right. I'm right. I'm right. What's up, Mac? Welcome to the stream, man. How's everybody doing over here in stream, by the way? Good to see you, Edward, Brian. Good to see you, Tony Baloney. How you doing, dude? Good to see you, man. I'm all right here. Thank you. My wonderful, wonderful membership, my VIP that pushes the join button that gets those sexy badges next to their name. How are you guys doing? Thank you for your support, guys. And thank you for pushing that join button. I really appreciate you guys. So far, it's looking like our audience is giving props to Pattinson right now. Let's see. Matt's always got these long ones here. I knew it. Matt, sum it up, Matt. When you really think about it, Batman and a vampire aren't all that different. Also, Pattinson is on a record hating almost everything about the Twilight movies. Yes. So for me, that is actually a plus. I'm just being real. If you paid me a crap load of money to be a sparkly vampire, anyone can look like a Batman. I can't read some of this stuff because YouTube's like crazy ridiculous. If you paid me a crap load of money to be a sparkly vampire, okay, I read that again. I'd do it too. Anyone could look like a Batman because that is mostly up to the costume than anything else. Can he look like Bruce Wayne, a rich white playboy who inherited everything he owns? Well, that is sort of what he looks like by default. So yeah, says Matt. Playing Batman isn't actually that difficult from an acting perspective, and that is mostly going to come down to costume, tools, weaponry, effects. The Bat Belt was very bright gold. It was like a shiny gold. I'm not quite sure I'm digging that. It's mostly going to come down to costume, tools, weaponry, effects, and writing. It's more difficult to play Bruce Wayne, in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. As you know, when I said Batman, I'm including Bruce Wayne, by the way. As others have pointed out, he was a raw acting talent, which in today's world will literally let you play anything with the proper team behind you. I was joking with somebody about this, saying Jason Bateman could play Batman because of acting talent. Then he can also say, I'm Bateman. Jason Bateman is best Bateman. He's the actor we deserve, but not the actor we need right now. So we'll meme him because he can take it. That's really funny. That's really funny. Skywolf says, I really need to see how he handles being Bruce Wayne when trailers drop before judging. Perhaps this is a bit early. I don't know, man. I think it's good to like get our opinions about this right now because there's a couple people that are actually pretty angry about this. You know, DC picking Affleck and now going to Pattinson. Some people are like, it's a risk. It's a gamble. Jason says, I think people who think he can't do it are thinking about the Twilight series and not really considering his acting ability. Even if he's not our favorite Batman, when it's said and done, he probably won't be the worst. I agree with that. Though we know there will be some that will think that regardless, as they're already made up their minds, the success of this movie, I think will have to do less with Robert and more to do with direction in the end. The story. It's the writing. I'm going too fast. Pierre says, I don't see why not, but at the same time, I don't want to see another Batman movie. How many reboots does this franchise need? That's like Spider-Man too. There's so many reboots between Batman and Spider-Man. It's crazy. Mike says, first, hi and high fives. Do you think they will ever make a Batman versus Predator? No. I hope they don't, actually. I really like, you know, like all these, you know, here's the thing. Mixing franchises, like I didn't like Aliens vs. Predators, number one. I didn't like Aliens vs. Predator. I'd have done that movie completely different. Batman versus Superman versus Batman, also horrible. Like if you're gonna do these things where you're making movies where you're taking two central characters that, you know, people love, take some time to perfect the writing with it. Take some time to perfect the writing. Clooney could possibly be one of the worst Batmans. I'm saying Affleck though. I'm saying Affleck. Invisible saying worse than Clooney. I really think Affleck's the worst Batman ever. When they cast that, I knew right from the start. People were questioning, like, is Affleck going to be good? Maybe Affleck's got it. Maybe Affleck can do it. I was saying from the very beginning, I'm like, Affleck is going to completely ruin Batman. Affleck is a terrible decision for Batman. I saw Batman with Affleck in it. I said, gross, yuck, can't stand it. Too much Boston accent. This is not Bruce Wayne. This is not Batman. How dare you? DC, come on, DC. All right. Knipe says, after watching Lighthouse, I have faith in him. I have not seen Lighthouse yet. I've heard mixed reviews about Lighthouse. That's with Pattinson and, oh, that blonde crazy dude. He's a great actor. I love that guy. What the hell is that guy's name? Oh, hold on one second. Let's look it up. Lighthouse. Yeah, the trailer for Lighthouse was ridiculous. It's two guys trapped in a lighthouse. and they're basically like going off on one another throughout the whole movie. Dafoe. William Dafoe. Is it William Dafoe or Brian Dafoe? I think it's William. Yeah, William Dafoe. Yeah, William Dafoe. Wow. I love William Dafoe. He is a great actor. I love William Dafoe. He's so weird, man. He's just so weird and intense. Dafoe is awesome. Dafoe is really a great actor. All right. So, after watching Lighthouse, I have faith in him. Only people who know him from that garbage Twilight series will say no. Nipes. Oh, and sorry, Pierre. I think Pierre says, I don't see why not. But at the same time, I don't want to see another Batman movie. How many reboots does this franchise need? Okay, yeah, no, I read that one. Yeah, I mean, the reboots after a while get ridiculous. I think when you get a new actor, it's almost like obligatory that you have to start another reboot. Like every time you get a new actor, you'll get a reboot. But like, I would like these actors to last like 10 years. Here's a great example of how a superhero movie should go from the opinion of somebody who loves comic books and comic book characters and superheroes like myself. Iron Man, Tony Stark. That's how it should be done. How long did Iron Man run with Robert Downey Jr.? Robert Downey Jr. played the perfect Tony Stark. Robert Downey Jr. was crazy enough to take that role and make Tony Stark. He owned him. He owned Tony Stark. That was the best interpretation of a superhero I have ever seen. Ever. When Iron Man came out, I was like, I don't know how this is going to be. Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man, I don't know, but something about it felt right from the trailer at the very get-go. And seeing Robert Downey Jr. play Tony Stark with that look, that was perfect. The way he acted, brilliant. And we're talking, I think 2004 that came out. I think it's even more than 10 years, Chris. I want to say, when did it come out? Hold on a second. Let's see here. What year did Iron Man come out? Let's see here.
In the United States of America, Iron Man was released on May 2nd, 2008.
10 years. What was the last movie? Last Avengers movie? I forget the name.
Avengers Endgame is a 2019 movie directed by Joe Russo, starring Scarlett Johansson, Chris Evans, and Robert Downey Jr.
Of a superhero franchise. That's how it needs to be done. 11. Okay? This is the template, people. If you want to bring out so that we spare ourselves from reboots, you do it the way Marvel did it with Iron Man. Like, that was brilliant. In fact, they need to take their own advice with future superheroes. They need to do that with all the characters. It's like, stick to one that's successful. You get somebody playing a role and it's super successful, stick with that actor and ride that out. Make sure the stories are interesting. Make sure the character's doing justice to, or make sure that the actor's doing justice to the character. And then that way it spares us from reboots. Because, Avengers is because Marvel's failed at it too with Spider-Man. Marvel with this reboot, with this most recent reboot. I mean, the guy who's playing Spider-Man is pretty good now as a young Peter Parker. But they've rebooted with Spider-Man as well. So they're guilty of it too. But DC's horrible. DC's horrible about it. Let's get back to the Batman poll. I'm Batman. Tex. Let's see. Tex comment here. Tex says, Michael Keaton as Mr. Mom was a good Batman. I've never seen Twilight. The only thing I've seen of Pattinson are photos from articles talking about him being Batman. He has a similar, unassuming look as younger Keaton. That's a pretty decent comment right there, Tex. Yeah. There is some quality that kind of reminds me of Keaton with Pattinson. People often confuse actors with characters they play. If he's a decent actor and plays a character, then he'll be fine. In the film epoch we're currently in, I'd worry more about the script. And Yes. The writers, horrible. Christian Jadit says, I think he'll be good. I don't think he will be up to level of some of the other people who play Batman, but I don't think he'll be bad at it either. So people taking the middle of the road there. Cool says, can't hate on something we've never seen. So far, the movie itself looks interesting to give the guy a chance. Yep. I would agree with that. I'm not saying not to give him a chance. Chris, who's in our chat right now. Chris says, no vote because I have absolutely no idea who Robert Pattinson is. Congratulations. Can we, everybody, let's clap. Good job, Chris. I'm proud of you, buddy. I'm proud of you, Chris. I was dragged by my wife, Amy, to Twilight by the teeth. She's like, oh, let's watch Twilight. I'm like, what? I'm not watching Twilight. A day later, eating popcorn, watching Twilight. Oh, I miss Amy. Good for you, Chris. So golf clap for you, Chris. Golf clap for you, bro, for not knowing who he is. Let's see here. Crazy says he is a good actor. His post-Twilight work has been excellent. Also, he may come to love the characters unlike other actors. Okay, Crazy. All right. Mr. Plastic Fantastic. I'm lost for words. The Vampire Crybaby. See, now this is more along the lines of what I thought I'd be getting on this full here. I thought a lot of these comments would be like this. I am lost for words. The Vampire Crybaby Teen Idol. WTF, has he found his balls again after he is ditched by Stewart decades ago? Let him do some dramatic crocodile tear stuff. No hero stuff. You killed Star Wars, and some Trekkies would say Star Trek 2. Don't proceed further. No more SJW bullcrap. It simply don't work out. Now that is great. Mr. Plastic Fantastic, very expressive on that. Very expressive. Mike Fields in the chat says, I would rather see Robert Pattinson as Superman or Punisher instead. That's interesting. You know, I really like the Punisher series, Mike. You know, on Netflix, the guy who played the Punisher on Netflix, I thought did a good job, man. I really liked it. I think I was in the minority on that one, but personally, I love the Punisher on Netflix and the casting on the Punisher. I thought that guy played a wonderful job. What was that dude's name? The guy that played Punisher. I'm so bad with names today. My apologies. Slim, what's up, 420? I want to know why the majority of our American superheroes are being portrayed by Brits. Wow. Good for you. 420. Nothing against the British. We love you. But we did beat you. I'm just saying. No, that's terrible. That's terrible. Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man, says Chris. Just nerd enough and just kid-like enough to be the actual Spider-Man. Tom Holland, that's his name. You know what? I think they did good with Tom Holland. I do think they did good with Tom Holland. I'm just tired of all the reboots. So hopefully they stick to Tom for quite some time, though. Punisher does not work well with glitter, says Chris. I love you guys in chat right now. I miss this. I miss the DG in the morning streams. I miss them. Thank you. You guys are making my day really fun. I got to go up to Christie's later today. Oh, man. She's getting out of work early. Yesterday, I had a meeting with Devon's teachers. Man, oh, man. I was so stressed out yesterday. I was so happy to get inside Star Citizen. By the way, wait a second. I said to you all that we would watch the bloopers from last night. So we're going to do that before we end the stream today. I did say that because I missed the bloopers on the Inside Star Citizen review last night. Apparently that's my second time of doing that. So people were like, DG, what are you doing? You skipped the bloopers twice. So we will watch that before I go. But let's finish this poll here. Let's give our fans and our family the respect they deserve and finish out these comments. J-Dubs, what's up, J-Dubs? Thank you for all your help, by the way. J-Dubs has been just an amazing support in this community lately. Cutlass Red we're giving away because of J-Dubs. J-Dubs throwing down serious cash on last night's review stream. J-Dubs writing this report for the Carrick we did a video on that's doing wonderful and getting praise from the big guys. Thank you, J-Dubs. So J-Dub says the problem playing Batman is not necessarily Batman, but playing Bruce Wayne. Good point, Jay. Nothing Pattinson has ever done convinces me he would be a good Bruce Wayne. That said, he is a bit, what does he say? He is a bit odd, a skinny boy for these suits. He's a little slight. He's a little skinny for a Batman. So the suits themselves might look overpowered on him. J-Dubs might have a point on that one. Jared Sneed says, Christian Bale spoiled me. Dude, you're getting a heart. Christian Bale, I think, played Batman perfectly. I really think Christian Bale was the Batman of our generation. I really, really, really do. Anarchy Burger. Robert, who put that number 3 on your poll? And then Invisible just says purely no. So we have quite the mix here. Guys, I don't know. I would love to see where this poll continues. If you haven't voted on it yet, keep voting, because I want to come back to this over and over again, because I'm really curious what you guys think about this. When I read the article yesterday and I saw the pictures, like I said, the Batmobile, like the suit does look a little big on him. Well, let's type in some. Let's see, Robert Pattinson as Batman. Let's get some pictures.
Robert Pattinson. Here you go.
This one I'm not too happy with. Like, wait, the one up in the top right where he's like, like I'm not sure I like that one. He's like, hello, I'm Bruce Wayne. What's this? That must be fan art. That has to be fan art. That's not an actual picture. Let's see. Let's do this. Official The Batman Pictures, Robert Pattinson. What's up, Hammer Dookie? How you doing, dude? Yeah, some of these are just drawn. Like, I hate that when I'm trying to pull up. Okay, here's one. The suit's looking pretty fly. The suit's looking okay, but he is kind of skinny. He is kind of skinny for a Batman. Let's see. What else do we have here? Anything else? Very limited. Very, very limited. I saw one the other day, and he's like brooding in a car as Bruce Wayne. And I was like, I don't know about the brooding. I'm not quite sure I like the brooding. But I mean, you know, Bruce Wayne had a brooding element, right? I don't know. Killian says, I don't care. I'm fed up with Marvel and DC alike. Good. Yeah, me too. Me too. Let's go to see the bloopers that I watched. Let's next. I know when my audience is saying that, it's time to skip to the next subject. Absolutely. Absolutely, Killian. You're right, dude. Enough with this. Enough with this. I'm just tired of DC ruining. Like, DC reminds me of what Disney's doing. DC and Disney are doing the same thing right now. They're killing themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot. They really are. All right, let's watch the bloopers like I promised at the end of this. I think it's only like 40 seconds long. Let's check it out. Why is there no sound? Is that me? Yeah.
The making of Star Citizen as efficient and capable as can be.
What? Oh,
Let's make
no.
an enemy of the Lord team and just call him.
Oh, that would be terrible. This is why Jared gets upset. This is why Jared gets upset every blue moon. Like, I got to take these things into account. He's trying to shoot a series, a video, and people are walking in and out. Oh my gosh. Oh, Jared, I'm sorry. I never thought about that, buddy. Let's watch that again. Let me feel bad for Jared right now. Like, Jared, I'm glad you put this in here. I'm glad you put this in here.
Star Citizen as efficient and capable as can be.
Oh no, there's 2, 3.
Let's make an enemy 4, of the Lord team and just call him Steve. Hey, Steve.
5.
This door behind me opens a lot when you film here. It's probably why we don't film here very often. Now that door is opening.
Yeah, that's interesting. And that was the door that Killian took a picture by too, I believe. So that shows you the hustle and bustle inside Cloud Imperium right there. That's really intriguing. That's pretty cool. So anyway, guys, I got to wrap up because I got to go to Cleveland. Thanks, everybody. Push the like button if you haven't. This was a short DG in the morning. I apologize. I woke up at noon, so it's really not a DG in the morning. But if you guys could push the like button for me, share the show. We talk about many topics, Star Citizen and others, news events, and I really appreciate you guys for sticking around here. I had a wonderful time with everybody. Appreciate your support. Raphael, welcome to the fam. Killian, thank you for those £2, buddy. And Jared, thank you for that $3.22, bro. You guys are helping me making this dream come a reality. Don't forget that we are having a Cutlass Red giveaway. If you are either a patron or that you push the join, you are entered automatically into the Cutlass Red. And I'm going to just chill out over the weekend. If you guys want to watch my content, there's plenty from last week and this week on the channel. But I'm going to have a nice little relaxation with Christy. I'll probably put some pictures up on Twitter so you guys can follow what's going on in my reel. We're not going to go out a lot because of coronavirus. I can't do that. I cannot abide it. I'm too germophobic. Christy's really fed up with me. She thinks I'm going to just be a hermit and a shut-in, and I think she's absolutely right. Don't forget, coronavirus spreads through poop, y'all. Coronavirus now spreading through poop. Coronavirus saving the environment, helping the polar ice caps refreeze again, but also not so great for us. So we don't know if it's going to, express itself again in the future, and we're all going to turn into some type of weird zombie 3 or 4 months from now. We just don't know. We don't know, but I wouldn't like to catch it and find out. And I don't want you to catch it and find out, family, because I love you. Thank you for joining me here today. Don't forget to spread a word about the channel. Have a good day, guys. I will see you on the next vid or the next stream. Next week, triumphant return to Twitch. We are going to do one stream, I think Wednesday, and we're going to just like the Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to say it like it is on Twitch, and hopefully I get banned again from Twitch. That'll be on Wednesday, triumphant return to Twitch. But that's okay. We're staying on YouTube. We're staying on YouTube because I love it here. I absolutely love it here. And I love you guys. I will see you on the next vid or stream.